Alright, be honest. If you're new to Call of the Wild and you feel broke, confused, or like every animal runs off forever, this video is for you. Today we're breaking down the most common mistakes new players make, the ones that quietly ruin your cash, your trophies, and your sanity. And yes, I made almost all of these myself, so let's save you some pain. Let me know in the comments, what's the biggest mistake you made when you first started playing, and do you still cringe thinking about it? And let's dive in. Mistake number 1 is taking bad shots. New players shoot too far back, straight on, while the animal is moving, or in full panic mode. Then wonder why the animal runs halfway across the map. Here's the truth. Clean, longer heart shots solve like 80% of beginner problems. If your animal is running forever, it's not the game, it's the shot. This one hurts. Shooting tiny animals with massive rifles. Oops, that was the 300. Or trying to take down a moose with something that barely qualifies as a suggestion. This is me actually trying to shoot a moose on my restart series. I'm like level 1 with a 243 with saw points. What was I thinking? And I knew better. That is definitely not what you want to do. The result? Lost integrity, lower scores or no score, less money or no money. I didn't even find that moose. I made no money at all. All I did was waste my time and my ammunition. So matching ammo classes to the animal class is non-negotiable if you want to succeed in this game, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so whenever you spot an animal, as long as you do have 3 points in spotting knowledge, which is a skill, when you look in the top right-hand corner when spotting an animal, right underneath the percentage, it shows an icon and a number. And for this whitetail, that number is 4. So this is a class 4 species. So when you go in to your inventory and look at all your ammunitions, when you highlight any ammo, it will tell you the class of ammo in the bottom right-hand corner. So I can use the 257. The 257 is good for classes 2 to 6, and whitetail are class 4, so we can use the 257. But is it the best choice? The 30-06 is good for classes 4 to 8. That means it's even more powerful. And it does cover whitetail, which are class 4. So I'm going to use the Hansen 30-06 for whitetail. That is the best weapon for the job, or any class 4 to 8 rifle. Mistake number 3 is wasting money too early on in the game. Early game money is precious, and new players absolutely torch it, buying random guns because they look cool, scopes they can't even use yet, gear they don't understand, then suddenly, why am I broke and still struggling? When early in the game, you want to make smart upgrades, not impulse buys. Now the Apex View 7x42 binoculars unlock at level 29. That is a really smart purchase, and I do highly recommend that you purchase the Apex View binoculars as soon as you hit level 29. But here's a rifle that would be a complete waste of money. If you were to purchase the King 470 DB at like level 20, not that you could afford it because it's 90,000 in-game dollars, that would be a complete waste of money. In fact, if you were to purchase this before level 60, that would be a complete waste of money. Never mind the fact that this rifle costs 90 grand, its ammo is insane as well. Really expensive. So check this out. 470 Nitro Express full metal jacket bullets. 2,660 or 10 bullets. They're $266 a bullet. That is insane. So that would definitely be a complete waste of money. Now, I'm obviously an experienced player. I have almost 6 million in the game. And even with that, I only own 8 of these bullets. I'm cheap. What can I say? Mistake number 4 is running everywhere with no plan. So let's clear something up. Running does not destroy zones and does not create hunting pressure. Shots do that, but sprinting everywhere does cause problems. You end up spooking animals before you ever see them, running past need zones without even noticing, and reacting instead of hunting with a plan. So it feels like your map is empty when really you scared everything off before slowing down. You want to slow down, start walking about 200 meters away from need zones or the edge of water. You want to gloss first, spot absolutely everything, then move in. You want to act, not react. Mistake number 5 is ignoring need zones and time. This one is huge. This game is hugely based on time. Time affects so many things in this game. So new players hunt the right animal at the wrong time. Okay, moose drink from 12 to 16, right? Here's a moose zone. Why are there no moose here? It's good to know that animals will never be in their zone right at the beginning of the zone. You're smart to start hunting that zone at least an hour into the zone time, even halfway through, for a much greater chance of the animal being there. But new players don't even notice that there is a zone there often. Drink zones especially are beginner gold. You definitely want to be paying attention to drink zones. They're predictable, they're visible, and they're profitable. Okay, so I changed the time forward. It is now 14:24, and look, we now have moose here. There's something to shoot. So if you're hunting randomly, you're making the game way harder than it needs to be. This is how you figure out where and when to hunt for every species. Okay, so the first thing I would recommend is that you join my Discord. I will leave the link on the screen and in the description below. Once you join the Discord, this is what you're going to see. So you want to scroll down quite a ways until you get to references cotw. Go into the first channel, which is called Species Info. In here, you will find an information sheet for every map in the game. So let's say we want to look up Medved. They are in order. So there's Medved. So there's a column for every species on the map. And in here, we have the class, the max level, diamond trophy rating, max weight in kilograms and pounds, all their zone times, their collars and decoys, and their common and rare fur types. That is a lot of information. And the most important is the drink time for new players. That is what you want. Now, once you have looked up an animal's drink time, let's say we want to hunt wolves because they are really great for cash. So you come in here, you look up gray wolves, and they drink from 17 to 20. Okay, so now we know when they drink, where do they drink? To find that out, just scroll a little bit further down to Lady's hotspot maps. We're going to go down to the Medved maps, and we're going to scroll through until we find the gray wolf map. So gray wolves drink from 17 to 20 in Medved. So you want to set the time to about 1800 and hit any of the spots indicated on the map, and you will run into some gray wolves and you can hunt them. It's as easy as that. Just look up their drink time in Species Info and come down to the hotspot maps, find the map, and hit those spots. That's going to save you a pile of time, and time is money in this game. Mistake number 6, chasing every bad shot. You take a bad shot, the animal runs, new player instinct, I have to find it. So you chase it for 2 kilometers while ignoring 3 animals you could have killed cleanly. Sometimes the best move is to let it go, reset, and hunt smarter. Now this one I am very guilty of as a new player. Man, my husband and I used to track down every single kill, and that is definitely not what you want to do. When you do get a no organs hit, most of the time it is not worth tracking. Sometimes it won't even die, depending which weapon you used. So just ignore it, chalk it up as a mistake, not a great shot, and shoot a different animal for cash. Or if it was a trophy, there's really not much point in tracking it down, unfortunately. Mistake number 7, random skills and perks. Skills and perks are powerful. You don't just randomly pick them. New players unlock things they don't understand. They ignore recoil, breath control, spotting bonuses. They end up making the game way harder than it should be. A bad skill setup equals unnecessary struggle. So these are the skills and perks that you absolutely need as fast as possible when leveling up. Okay, we're gonna start under ambusher skills. So under ambusher skills, you definitely want 3 points in spotting knowledge and 1 point in sight spotting. Then you want to go to ambusher skills. So here you want 3 points in track knowledge, 2 points in soft feet, 1 point in improvised blind, 1 point in endurance, and 1 point in disturbed vegetation. Now you don't need disturbed vegetation right away, but eventually you will want disturbed vegetation. Then under rifle perks, you want 2 points in muscle memory, 3 points in breath control, 2 points in zeroing. This needs to be activated in order for it to work. And you want 2 points in steady hands. Then under handgun perks, you want 1 point in sprint and load. Then under shotgun perks, you want 2 points in fast shouldering and 3 points in recoil management. Mistake number 8 is obsessing over diamonds too early. I get it, diamonds are cool, but early game, they're not the goal. You want to focus on making money, learning maps, proving shot placement, getting the right skills and perks. Diamonds come naturally once you know what you're doing. So don't put a whole pile of stress on yourself to get diamonds right from the start. Learn the game, have fun as you level up, but being a new player, you have a lot to learn. This is not a simple game. There is a lot to learn in this game, so focus on learning the game, and the diamonds and trophies will come later. Mistake number 9, thinking the game is broken. Classic thoughts. Nothing is spawning. My map is bugged. This game hates me. I've had that thought a few times over the last couple weeks. In reality, it's the wrong time, too much hunting pressure, or too much noise. Once you start really understanding the game and how it works, everything changes. Mistake number 10 is not learning from the community. This game explains almost nothing. The players who progress the fastest watch guides, ask questions, and learn instead of trying to figure it out for themselves. You don't need to struggle alone. We've all been there. Now, I would recommend, if you are a new player, that you have a look at my beginner playlist. So here's my channel here. If you come over to the playlist tab right here and scroll down. Okay, so here it is right here. So I'm going to click on View Full Playlist. So in here, there is a 2-part beginner guide and a top 10 tips and tricks for beginners. That is actually my most viewed video ever. There is a wealth of information in here. And then there's videos on everything you need to learn as a new player. For example, skills and perks, DLCs, mistakes, how need zones work, and so on and so forth. There is just a wealth of information in this playlist. Now, the other place, if you want to ask questions, is in my Discord. Here is the link, and you can just go to the cotw chat, or there is general. You can go here, and there's all kinds of people in here to talk to who would be happy to talk to you about the game and answer any questions that you may have. See right here? Hi, any tips on bow hunting as a complete beginner? And someone gives them advice. We really have such an amazing community. It's not toxic at all. So feel free to join any of these chats in my Discord. There will definitely be people there willing to help. If you're new to the Hunter Call of the Wild, don't stress. Everyone makes these mistakes at first. They're basically part of the learning curve. The good news, once you clean up your shots, slow things down, and start hunting with a plan, this game gets way more rewarding and a lot more fun. Drop a comment and tell me what's the biggest mistake you made when you first started playing, and do you still cringe about it? And if you want help progressing faster, I've got guides on making money, choosing the right maps, and using the gear that's actually worth it, so make sure you're subscribed. Thank you so much for watching. Good luck out there, and we'll see you guys in the next one. And I'm going to recommend that you click right here for my beginner playlist.